Hi guys, welcome to Crosstalk, your local podcast brought to you by Republic Polytechnic Diploma in Mass Communications and Singapore Red Cross. Come and join us in hearing the conversations and perspectives of various Red Cross leaders.
We'll be covering various topics ranging from blood donation to caring for the elderly and many more. So get yourselves comfortable, maybe grab yourself some drinks and snacks because the conversations we're about to have is gonna be interesting. So stay tuned.
Hey guys, welcome to Crosstalks, your local podcast brought to you by RP's Diploma in Mass Communication and Singapore Red Cross. We are so excited to have you here to listen to the perspectives of Red Cross leaders and the various social causes they champion. Today is the first episode. A round of applause. Hopefully in post they add on more applause. If not, it's just the two of us clapping. Today, for our very first episode, we are covering a very interesting topic, blood donation. Unfortunately, I know virtually nothing about blood donation, which is why we are very lucky to have with us today Jing Yee, donor and volunteer manager. Did I get that right?
Yes, that's right.
Yes.
That's right.
Achievement unlocked. Do you mind just sharing with us what your role entails?
Yeah, so hi everybody. I'm Jing Yee from Singapore Red Cross. I'm a donor and volunteer manager. So I handle blood donation drives, leading up to the blood donation drive, liaising with the organization, doing publicity, and on the day itself to make sure everything goes well. I also do volunteer management. So I manage the volunteers that volunteer in the blood program. Yeah, so these are my two key roles.
How long have you been doing this for?
I have almost reached my 2.5 year mark. Yeah, so a while. Yeah.
Have you personally donated blood?
Yes, I actually donated blood even before I joined this department.
So yeah, I wanted to ask you about your own experience donating blood. What was it like?
Right, so like my first recollection of wanting to donate blood was when it came to my school. So I was like Sec 4 at that point of time. I was like, okay, I prepared the parent consent form and all. I went to donate, but then I failed the iron test. Yeah, the iron level test, which I'll go into depth later. My second attempt, which was my first successful attempt, was with my dad. So there was actually a blood donation drive being held by the Tzu Chi Foundation in Boon Lay area.
Yeah.
So we were just going down and we donated together, both my dad and I. Yeah, so that was my first time blood donation.
So that was just completely on your own end. You wanted to donate blood.
Yeah, as in there's a kind of like a backstory about why blood donation is a cause that's very close to my heart.
So you were 16, am I right? My math? Yes, my math is
that's
correct.
Right, that's
Genius. Right. So at 16, what was it that motivated you to donate your blood?
Okay, so actually my family's affinity with blood donation kind of goes a while back.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was young, I actually accompanied my mom to blood bank at HSA where she did her blood donation. So I encouraged her to go frequently. That was actually because I wanted to share in her refreshments, which was then like a piece of donut. So like little me was like, okay, yes, you should go donate blood. And actually I just want to steal a donut. Yeah. Afterwards, when I was in P5, I remember one evening that we actually got a call. So my mom got a call that her sister, my aunt, was actually in the ICU. So she had actually lost a lot of blood. And the young version of me was really shocked because at that point of time, I had two young cousins, about like 1 year old and 3 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I really couldn't imagine what would happen if their mom didn't come out of ICU. So that was a moment where it kind of clicked, where this is why we donate blood. This is why my mom donated blood. And I mean, like blood donors did help my aunt to survive. So like she has fully recovered from the incident. Like my cousins are taller than me now. Yeah, but I mean afterwards, once I was 16 years old and able to donate blood, I just proceeded to donate blood until today.
Wow, that's amazing. So in your lifetime, right, could you maybe guesstimate how many times have you donated blood?
I actually have donated 20 times. Yeah, but that being said, I mean, this journey was not like completely smooth sailing. So I actually went to the blood bank to try quite a lot of times. Most of the time, half the times I fail because of my hemoglobin level. Yeah, so after some passes and some failures, I have finally hit 20 successful donations. Yeah.
Okay, so you have donated blood 20 times more than me because my number is 0. Okay, so when you talk about all these hemoglobin, am I pronouncing it right?
Yes,
Levels,
yes,
right?
yes.
I also nearly failed my bio, so I'm gonna need you to break it down for me. What exactly is the hemoglobin level?
Right. So, if you don't mind, I'll just backtrack a bit to share the whole
Sure.
process of blood donation. So, I mean, during COVID, we have an additional first station, which is the temperature taking and pre-screening to ensure that everybody who's coming to donate blood is not posing a risk to anybody when they're coming. Afterwards, there's the form filling where they have to fill up a health assessment questionnaire. So it includes some questions like, are you feeling well today? And then like other questions like, have you had surgery recently? Have you had any travel recently? This kind of allows the doctors later on to evaluate whether or not you're suitable to donate blood. So after you filled up the form, you actually register with your IC. And then the third station is the hemoglobin test, which is what I was referring to just now. So it's actually a small prick of the finger. With one drop of your blood, they'll actually be able to test the hemoglobin level. So like in layman terms, it's like the iron level.
Okay,
Yeah. So if your iron level is suitable, then you will be allowed to donate. If your iron level is not suitable, so it's like sort of, I guess what people frequently say like anemic, that kind, then they will give you iron supplements for you to take before you can try again at a later time. Yeah, so that was the station I always have difficulties with. After that, the next station is actually to see the doctor. The doctor goes through the health assessment questionnaire that you filled up previously just to ensure that everything is fine, the blood pressure is fine as well. And if there's no issues, then you can go for your blood donation. So, I mean, if there are any points of that looks a bit strange on your answers, the doctor will actually take the opportunity to clarify and then advise you accordingly whether you're allowed to donate or not allowed to donate. Yeah, so after that, you can go to do the blood donation, and after blood donation is refreshments. Yeah.
My favorite part. Even though I've never experienced it, I already know that's going to be my favorite part.
It's my favorite part too.
So you've done this 20 times,
Yes,
right? So I'm
that's
sure
right.
you're already tired of listening to this question, but I have to ask.
Okay.
Does it hurt?
Actually, it doesn't. And then I find that a lot of people are a bit like puzzled when like they're like, how can like a needle not hurt? Yeah, so actually Singapore is one of the only countries that give a local anesthesia before the blood donation. So you feel the first needle, which is like a end bite. But the second needle, usually you won't feel it. Maybe you can feel a bit of discomfort, but pain, no. So actually, fun fact, in the course of my work, since I have joined Red Cross as a staff, I actually do meet some donors who like their country of origin is not Singapore. So for example, I've met some Filipino donors and some Indian donors, and then they actually tell us it's like, actually they were really surprised that in Singapore we give the local anesthesia. Yeah, because in their whole country they donate without and they're fine. And
so they just poke.
Yeah, kind of, yeah, and people still donate. And there was even once like one of them actually told us, it's like, okay, it's okay, let me forgo the painkiller. And I'm just like, oh, cool. You do you. I'm just going to take the painkiller since it's free,
Yeah, exactly. Why wouldn't you take it?
I don't know, but I mean, if they've already experienced donating blood and they're fine with donating in their home country, maybe they feel that it's like a bit unnecessary. But in Singapore, we really want to make it as comfortable as possible for all our donors. So I'll take it anyway.
So in your experience, right, the whole process of like, filling up the form and seeing the doctor, how long does it take to donate blood?
I think it's about an hour. Yeah, for the whole process. But actually, when you're on the donation bed itself, to get the one bag of blood, actually it's only about 5 to 15 minutes. Yeah, so sometimes people are like, oh, they thought they would always spend the whole hour on the bed, but actually everything else is what's taking the time, like filling up the form, waiting to do the blood test, waiting to see the doctor. Yeah, the blood donation itself is not that long. Yeah.
How much blood do they take out from the body anyways? You said blood bag and my heart just sort of stopped for a while.
Okay, so it's like everybody will donate only one bag of blood. Okay, so it's usually 450 mLs. And the 450 ml bag of blood will actually go on to help save 3 lives, because afterwards, the lab will separate it into red blood cells, plasma, and platelet. So this goes to 3 different patients.
In your 20 times of going to donate blood, do you go by yourself or do you go with friends, family?
I think at the start I went with my dad, and
Mhm.
afterwards I tried to go with my friends. There are some unfortunate times where they pass and I fail, then I'll just be like sulky. Yeah, and there are other times that I go with my friends and my friends fail and I pass, then I'm just like alone. Yeah, but I mean towards the later part, I think because of like adulting, yeah, I end up going by myself because it's hard to schedule everybody together. Yeah, but I do think it's nicer when we go with friends. Yeah, because like I mean, it's still an hour, right? You
Yeah.
have at least people to talk to on the way, and then you can like like snap pictures of them when they're donating blood,
Yeah.
and all. Yeah, so I personally prefer bringing a friend. Yeah.
Yeah. I think for me, if it's like one thing to motivate me to donate blood, is to see my friends get poked by needles also. I think that's the one thing that would make me getting poked by a needle feel a lot better.
Yeah, I agree actually. So there was once I was actually leading a learning journey for a secondary school students at one of the blood banks. So amongst the class they had already chosen a few volunteers who wanted to donate blood.
Mhm.
So the rest will observe while their friends
It's like a
donated
show.
blood. Yeah, and then there was this boy, and I think he's Sec 4 and just like passed his 16th birthday. And even though he volunteered to donate blood, right?
Mhm.
He was very jumpy. It's like when the nurses pass, he'll be like, "Are you going to poke me? Are you going to poke me?" And he was very tense throughout the whole thing. So like when we were really going to poke him with the needle, right? Then he was like scrunching out his face and like just like not looking. And then meanwhile, everybody was like seeing that it was already done. Then he was like, "Is it done yet?" Then we were just like, yeah, it's kind of you're already starting the donation already." Then he was like, "Oh, really? Really?" So he actually didn't feel the needle as it was going in, even though he was like bracing to feel the pain, which back to the point, it's actually not painful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So everybody was like really like just like, "Calm down, dude, you're already donating blood already." It's like he was like, "Oh, okay." Oh, he actually he didn't expect it to be so painless.
Before you donated blood, were there any preconceived notions that you had about donating blood?
I don't really think I had any preconceived notions of donating blood. I think I just took it for granted that it was like going to be normal because my parents have both donated blood before. Yeah, that being said, I think I also took for granted how easy I thought it would be to donate blood because I was just like, okay, wing it on a day. Oh, I want to go. Then parent consent form and all. But I didn't really make it a habit to improve my iron level until I failed so many times. Then I was like, okay, actually, how do I improve my iron level? I don't want to like go with my friends and then I fail, then I like left behind. Yeah, so I became more conscientious of eating more iron-rich foods like spinach or red meat before the blood donation. And in fact, after each blood donation, the nurses also give iron supplements. So I will like kind of time that my like blood donation and eat my iron supplements beforehand as well. Because I know that that particular station is particularly challenging for me.
Yeah, just now
Yeah.
you mentioned that if they test your blood and then they see that you don't have enough iron, they give you iron supplements so that you'll be eligible for a later
Yes.
time, right?
Yes, that's
That
right.
later time is in that day itself? Or...
No. So it depends on how low your hemoglobin level is. So if it's like just borderline fail that kind, then you can just like you take the iron supplements, you go back 3 days later, you can try again. But if your iron levels are like quite low in comparison to what the ideal is, then they will like ask you to wait at most a month later.
month? Wow.
Yeah, so in that month you're supposed to like try eat the iron supplements like accordingly, Yeah, so yeah, the longest I've been deferred is a month.
Really?
Yeah,
Wow.
depending. But it really depends on your diet. So I really find that conscientiously eating more iron-rich food leading up to the blood donation helps me. So my last like 5 times, I probably haven't been deferred for this iron doublet issue anymore.
Achievement.
Yeah, so I think I have hacked it. So next
You
time,
have hacked it, yes.
I hope probably don't have to suffer the embarrassment of failing when I go with my friends. Yeah.
I'm curious, why is it that they can't take your blood out if you have low iron levels? Is it for your own safety or is it for the quality of the blood that you're giving?
Yeah, so it's actually that iron test, hemoglobin test is actually for the donor's own safety. Yeah, because I mean for everybody we have a suitable range of blood your hemoglobin level that's supposed to be in. But when you are donating blood, you are after all like losing some blood. So your hemoglobin levels will take a drop. Yeah, so they don't want your hemoglobin levels to drop too low. Yeah, so there's an acceptable range of hemoglobin level after which you are allowed to do blood donation, under which they will encourage you to have iron supplements, improve your own iron levels before you consider doing blood donation. Yeah.
Okay, so just now, right, you mentioned something very interesting. Refreshments. Can you please, in depth, elaborate on what these refreshments are?
Yeah,
Because I'm deeply intrigued.
Sure. Okay, so like for our blood donation drives, like out in the community, like for example at RP, we will have refreshments like Milo, apple juice, isotonic drinks,
Love all that.
cookies, yeah, sometimes Oreos, yeah, raisins, this kind, yeah. And then for blood bank and HSA, because it's the main blood bank, they also have a adjoining cafe, so that you can also get hot drinks from their sandwiches. Yeah, so usually after blood donation, yeah, that's what you're entitled to lah.
I love that. I give blood, I am entitled to cookies, right?
Yes,
Of course, that's
yes,
logic.
definitely. Yes, it's logical.
So where is the main, you call it what?
HSA.
Yeah,
So we actually have 4 blood banks. Then the main one is at Blood Bank at Health Science Authority, HSA. It's in Outram Park. Yeah, then we also have another 3 blood banks. There are fixed sites, one at Woodlands, one at Jurong East, and one at Dhoby Ghaut. And then on top of that, we also have community blood donation drives. So in schools such as RP, or else like in the CCs, or in churches, mosques, or other religious organizations. Yeah, so they take turns to hold lah. So this is how we try to reach out to more people in the community.
Yeah, because I mean, probably not when this episode, by the time this episode airs, it's probably going to be over, but when we are recording this, I know that you guys are coming to RP, right?
Yes.
Yeah, because I see the posters everywhere.
Excellent.
Okay, it's almost like daunting me, asking me to donate blood.
That's why you're clarifying all your doubts now.
Yes. I mean, now that you tell me that it doesn't hurt, and you tell me that there's going to be Milo,
yes,
I'm pretty much like just like this close
yes.
to already getting there, you know? And I might tag along, ask my friends to tag along.
Bring a friend, bring a friend. I really think that it's better when you do it with friends. Yeah, so it's like you can like just have someone to count on and like buddy up with.
I'm just curious.
Yes.
And I'm totally asking for other people.
Yes,
okay,
sure.
not myself.
Yes.
I just hope you understand that. Okay? Do you have any stories of anyone fainting while they are donating blood?
Okay, so I actually have one of my friends when we were donating blood together back in my university days. So actually he's an information systems major, and in my school there's like very intense periods of project work. So like sometimes they just like stay overnight in school and like just do the project, and then he still wanted to do the blood donation the next day. So after he started the blood donation, then he was like, excuse me, nurse, is it normal for me to be seeing white?
Oh.
Then the nurse stared at him. Then he was like, no, it's not normal. So they immediately like stopped the blood donation and let him rest. Yeah, so this is just to share that like sometimes if you're feeling like very fatigued, especially if you're like pulling an all-nighter or like haven't slept before, please maybe not consider doing blood donation on that day itself, because like it won't really affect your body. Your body is like tired already. So like just don't. Yeah, so sometimes people didn't eat breakfast, for example, or they have been starving, like they've already missed 2 meals because of class, and then they try to slot in a blood donation before eating anything. Please eat before donating blood. Yeah, you will need the energy lah. You will make sure that you have yourself well hydrated, eat like not overly fatigued. Then bring your best self forward. Yeah,
I think the eating part for me is no worries. My stomach is always full.
I thought you were asking for a friend.
Totally. Yeah. I just exposed myself, right? Yeah, totally for a friend. Yeah, for my friend, she's always full.
Yeah, cool.
She's always full.
Cool.
So you actually didn't come empty-handed, okay? There's these 3 cute little things that are placed on the table. Okay.
Yes.
For our audio listeners out there, let me try to describe to you what I have in my hand to the best of my capabilities. It is round, but it's not really round. There's a tip. I don't know how to describe it. Oh wait, droplet.
Yes, it's a droplet-shaped stress ball.
Yes, it's a droplet-shaped stress ball.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Okay, so it's supposed to help with what?
I mean, for blood donation, you're supposed to exercise your hand when you are donating blood.
Oh.
But I mean, like when you bring it home after your blood donation, you can definitely squeeze it when you're stressed.
Yes.
Yeah.
I think I'll need it for this sem. Yeah, there's like multiple designs. Okay, the one I have in my hands right now is a bus captain. Okay? He has a mustache, super cute. He has I'm kind of colorblind. Is this purple or maroon?
I think it's purple. Yeah.
We will go with purple and orange. We have another one. This one also. Oh my goodness. This one is okay. This one I honestly cannot tell what it is. It's a guy who's holding a peace sign and he's blushing and he has a medal.
Yes.
And he's holding just one single droplet of blood in his other hand, which sort of defies the laws of science, but I think it's okay.
Yeah,
So
so this we actually have different stress ball designs at different periods of time because apparently some donors like to collect them, so we try to refresh the designs from time to time. So besides the bus captain one, which is currently our newest design, the white one that you're holding is actually what we launched during a World Blood Donor Day, because we do have like champion blood donors who have reached certain milestones like 25 times, 50 times, 75 times, etc., etc. So we actually do invite them to our event to receive their medal from a guest of honor.
Yeah, so this is
yes.
Oh my god, I love that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Then we also have this army stress ball.
Yes.
Yeah. So like yes, very iconic colors. Don't need to describe. Yeah.
Yeah. Army, it's just army green. Right?
Yes,
There's really no
green.
other colors.
Yeah.
This is
Looking
so
very
cute.
intense, serving the nation.
This is when? When did you guys release this one?
I think that was last year.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it was last year.
Do you personally collect them?
I only started collecting them after I joined Red Cross. Yeah. So I only have 3, but I hope to expand my collection. Yes.
Yes. Imagine just having a bunch of stress balls.
Yeah.
For all the times that you're stressed in life. You know? I think we really need them during these tough times.
Yes, tough times.
You know,
indeed.
may or may not be because of the pandemic that might be happening. Okay, the bus captain does not want to stay stable.
Oh, actually, speaking of the bus captain, when I was at my blood donation drive, there happened to be one that there were 3 bus captains who came down to donate blood together at the CC,
So
and
cute.
then when they saw the stress ball, they were really very excited, and then they were like asking, "Can we take some back?"
Yeah, it's super cute.
Yeah. So. I'm
How
very
do you
glad.
guys come up with the design? Or is it not under your department?
Yeah, I have a marketing team who works with the vendors to design the different stress ball designs. I think there's upcoming like more essential services designs for next year as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
No, yeah, I definitely want that one. I love the bus captain one. It's so cute. Even though it's kind of random, but I love it. I love his mustache. He's so cute.
I'm
Okay.
glad you like it.
Yeah. So, okay, I already have a few motivations. I want to get that. I want to get the medal. Even though it's going to take a while.
Yes, it's going to take
25.
a while.
It's okay. You know, we all need milestones in life.
Yes,
I want to
definitely.
get 25. I want the cookies. Okay. And you've already told me it's not going to be painful. Okay.
Yes.
But I'm not going to lie. One of the reasons why I personally don't donate, right, is because there's always just like a thought in my mind. Maybe I'm just exposing myself as like a not so amazing person. But I feel like, isn't there enough blood in the world? Like everyone's donating blood.
I see. Okay, so I think there are certain misconceptions around blood donation, and then I have actually met certain people. They're like, but Singapore, if there's not enough blood, will you guys import from overseas? This kind of questions that I'm just like, no, actually no. Yeah, so I mean, for us, we ensure that there's enough blood for all the hospitals in Singapore, regardless of private or public hospitals. So every day we need about 400 bags of blood, because this is to make sure that all the hospitals get the blood that they need, plus a 16 buffer in case we do have any national emergencies where there's a lot of casualties. So we will have the sufficient blood in our blood bank to cater to the casualties. So actually, we do need everybody to step forward. Yeah. So if you go on the Red Cross website, you also get to see our daily blood stock. So it will be broken down by type. So sometimes there are some days that all the blood types are healthy, for which we are very glad. There are certain days that certain blood types are healthy and certain blood types are low. Yeah. So those are the days that we'll just be like, deep breath.
Okay, speaking of blood types, I have another confession. Okay, I have no idea what my blood type is. And yesterday I texted my mom.
Yes.
I was like, Mom, what is my blood type? She said, daughter, I don't know. So she also don't know what my blood type is. But she said if she were to make an intelligent guess, it would be O.
I see.
How she made that guess, I have no idea. Do people with certain blood types have certain personalities? I don't know. But she thinks I'm O.
I see.
Do you need to know your blood type to donate?
Okay, so no, you don't need to know your blood type before you donate, because during the blood donation, when they are collecting the blood, right, they also send certain test tubes for testing in the lab, and one of the tests would be for the blood type. So after your blood donation, the blood type will be entered into the system. So on the second time you do your blood donation, it will already reflect there in the system what's your blood type. Alternatively, if you're really curious, then like just wait a week and call the blood banks. Like, by the way, what's my blood type? Yeah, they'll be able to tell you lah.
Okay.
Yeah. So of course, I think we are part of the generation. Our parents are probably part of the generation that they had their blood type on their IC, and we are not.
Yeah.
So I think
exactly.
this is a prevalent question amongst a lot of people. So no, you don't have to know your blood type, but after your blood donation, like just give it a few days for them to have like tested it, entered it into the system, and you will know the blood type.
So speaking of generations, right? Speaking of our generation,
Yes.
do you think that we as youths, do we donate enough? Do you think more should be done?
I think that currently we are seeing quite a positive response from most of the youths in that we do have a lot of polys who do blood donation drives, JCs, of our unis also. And I think some of the secondary schools, they also make some efforts to publicize blood donation. But I think in general, the overall response from youth, they might be that they are too busy or that they may not have had the urgency to think of blood donation. I mean, which is I guess a good thing, because for me that click happens because someone in my family needed the blood. Yeah, and I think for most of us, fortunately, like you might not have a family member who have been in this situation, so that's fine. In general, Singapore also has a lower amount of people who know about blood donation and actively do blood donation. So actually, we are one of the countries with not that many blood donors for a like high income nation. Yeah, so only less than 2% of our population donates blood. So normal countries around our GDP level is usually 3 to 5% of their population donates blood. Yeah, so we are a bit behind. Yeah, and I do hope that more of the youth can continue to step forward and donate blood. I mean, Singapore has an aging population.
Yeah.
Our donors will eventually have to retire from blood donation as well. And it's for us youths to step forward and donate blood regularly so that we can ensure that the blood stock is healthy.
Right now, is the blood stock doing okay? Is it affected by COVID?
It was affected by COVID in the sense that during circuit breaker, it was a very, very challenging time for us. Of course, less people traveled out of their homes, so less people came to donate blood. So the whole circuit breaker period was quite challenging for us. Fortunately, when we are in phase 2 now, I think people have come back because they weren't able to go or they didn't feel safe to go during circuit breaker. They came up in phase 2. So for now, as of recording date, blood stocks are healthy. But usually the start of the year will be another challenge for us. So yeah.
How's the old type blood stock, you know? I can
Currently,
immediately draw some like and contribute if you really need it.
currently it's still healthy. Hopefully it's still healthy by the time our listeners hear this podcast.
So you get like you check daily how
Yes, the
stock is?
blood bank actually updates us, Red Cross, because we are their partner in service daily. So we do reflect it on the website daily by blood type. How is the blood stock situation?
Okay, I'm curious to know your own opinion on this, right? Do you think youths our age lack awareness about blood donation?
Frankly, I do think yes. Yeah, and I think that it will be, how do I say? I think it's a blind spot in the sense that if we don't target the youths now, while everybody is while we have everybody's attention, especially like when your guys are in school, it will get harder to make sure that young adults donate blood, especially when they go out to the workforce. Yeah, so I do think that it will be great if students are able to consider blood donation, at least try it with their friends. And then afterwards, if they deem that they like blood donation as a way to give back to society, then they can start continuing doing the blood donation that they are doing, or try to rally maybe their family or their community to donate blood as well.
Yeah. The one where you said the 2% thing, Singapore.
Yes.
2%
Only 2% of people
really,
in Singapore donate blood.
That's really shocking. For me personally, as a young person, right? One of the many reasons I have not donated blood is I don't even know whether I'm eligible
right.
to donate blood. So do you mind just sort of like breaking down what exactly
Yeah.
is the categories or what are the things the checklists you must cross.
Right. So in terms of basic donation eligibility, you have to be first-time donors have to be between 16 to 60 years old.
Mhm.
And for 16 and 17-year-olds, you need a parent consent form, and this can be downloaded from the HSA website. In terms of minimum weight, you need to be 45 kg and above. So even if you're 44.8 or 44.9, also cannot lah. Yeah, and then generally you have to be in good health. So for example, no long-term conditions like high blood pressure, diabetes, and generally not on any medication. So for
Mhm.
example, if you are like just recovering from a cough and you're on cough medication, probably not the right time to donate blood as well. So generally in good health. So there are actually certain tools that we have to help you to make a decision whether or not you are eligible right now to donate. So we actually have the eligibility quiz both on the Red Cross website and the Health Science Authority website. So it's a pretty quick quiz, like within 3 minutes you can probably finish it. So you'll have a series of questions which also go into, for example, have you traveled recently, or if you have any long-term condition, as I mentioned. So this will better help you know whether or not you or your family members are eligible to donate blood. So you don't have to only find out on the day itself. You can go to our Red Cross website, to check.
So how do you think we as youth can sort of like rally the people around us to get all of us to donate?
So actually, I think we already have good starts, and then for example, we do have some Red Cross youth chapters organizing their school's blood donation drive. I mean, NUS also has halls that do blood donation drives. Each hall like doing blood donation drives, which is great. Besides organizing blood donation drives, there's also a matter of getting the word out to other people. Yeah. So for example, I do have certain schools who are collaborating with us. Like for example, Bartley Secondary School recently tried to come up with a creative YouTube live event, targeting their Bartley Secondary friends, family, to know more about blood donation. And then for CHIJ St. Teresa's Convent, they have been for 5 years supporting us every Christmas to try to spread the word of blood donation during this period of giving during Christmas. So they do I do notice that young people have a lot of creative new ways to engage with their peers. YouTube live, Insta stories, bingos, even coming out of Instagram gifs and the filters. So I think the possibilities are endless, and when marketing to your own peers, you probably know best how to reach them. Yeah, so it will be great if we could have everybody step forward and try to chip in their own small way to try to either get their own friends, their classmates, or their family or their community to step forward and donate blood.
Yeah, I think social media is probably like our strongest like platform, right?
Yes, definitely.
So to our listeners out there, if they are donating blood, is there like a hashtag they can use?
Yes, actually, it's Give Blood Save Lives SG, all in one hashtag, and you can tag Singapore Red Cross official account. So it's like at SG Red Cross on Instagram, or you can find Singapore Red Cross on Facebook as well.
Okay, and where are the various locations that you can donate blood?
So the 4 blood banks at blood bank at HSA Outram Park, blood bank at Dhoby Ghaut, blood bank at Woodlands, and blood bank at Westgate Tower.
Okay, so I think we've talked at length about blood donation.
Okay.
So before we bring everything to an end,
Sure.
I actually have a fun game for you.
Okay, cool.
Or maybe just fun for me.
Indeed.
Okay, so let me just go through with you how the game works, okay?
Okay.
So it's called Fact or Fiction.
Sure.
Wow.
Okay. Like truth or dare, but fact or fiction.
Yes, exactly. So I'm gonna go through several phrases that I found online, right, through research about what are youth saying about blood donation. And then you're gonna tell me, is this a fact or is it fiction?
Okay.
Okay? And it's supposed to be quick fire.
Okay.
If I didn't have fake news, I probably could snap my fingers, but right now I cannot, because if I if I snap my fingers, I'll probably lose a nail and then it will go somewhere and I'll lose it.
Oh dear.
Okay, and these are very expensive. These are $2. Okay? So we cannot afford to lose them, girl.
Definitely.
Okay, we're gonna start with the first one, okay?
Sure.
If I don't know my blood type, I can't donate blood.
Fiction.
If I donate blood, I won't have enough blood left.
Fiction.
I am 16 years old, so I need parental consent to donate blood. Okay. I need to eat a special diet before donating blood.
I would say it's fiction. You just need to eat a balanced diet. Yeah.
Okay. Donating blood takes a lot of time and effort.
Fiction.
There are enough blood donors, so I don't need to donate blood.
No, it's only 2%. Fiction.
Yeah, I think we've talked about that.
Yeah.
I should not donate blood if I'm having a hangover.
Actually, it's a fact. Yeah.
Okay, we'll discuss this later.
Sure.
We'll have time to discuss it later.
Sure.
I just got a tattoo a few months ago, so I am not eligible to donate blood.
Okay, that depends. Not necessarily. Yeah.
Okay, not fact or fiction, but I'll take the answer. It's okay.
Yeah.
Okay, donating blood is a safe and sanitary process.
Fact.
Okay, the last one pretty difficult. Okay, so you might have to crack your brain about this.
Sure.
Donating blood is awesome.
I'm just wondering, is it a trick question? It's a fact.
Yes. Okay. Imagine we said fiction. Oh my god. Okay, so before I move on to the bonus question, let's just go through the one that about I should not donate blood if I'm having a hangover. So maybe you want to elaborate on that.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so when you're having a hangover, actually your body is already dehydrated. So we don't want to take your blood away from you, and you're probably going to feel worse, right? So if you, it's not that you can't have alcohol all the way leading up to a blood donation. Obviously not on the same day, okay, because it's dehydrating. But if you have enough water and you don't have a hangover, you actually can donate blood. Yeah. So as long as you're not drinking on the same day as your blood donation.
Yeah. It's not away from me. I'm halal. Okay. Okay.
Asking for a friend.
Yes,
for real now.
Yes, exactly. Okay, so the bonus question, this one is not fact or fiction. Okay. But it's just to sort of get your own opinion, right? I think it's a pretty interesting question. Should it be mandatory for all healthy Singaporeans to donate blood?
Right. So
the deep inhale tells me everything.
I mean, there have been moments where I'm tempted to be if only because when the blood stock is really low and then everything is in a sea of red, which is like critical level. There are times where I just be if only, but no, I think when it comes down to it, Singapore, we practice voluntary non-remunerated blood donation. So ultimately the main point is that it's voluntary. Nobody should force you into a blood donation, and nobody should be paying you to donate blood, because we don't want to charge patients for blood itself as well. So I think the spirit of that is to make sure that everybody steps forward to donate blood out of the goodness of their own hearts, and to make sure that they have the patient's best interest when they're stepping forward to donate blood. And for me, I think that is very important. I think blood donation is an act of altruism. So if we make it mandatory, it might not be so altruistic in the sense. It might be kind of obligation that people do this. And then of course I don't want people to do something against their will, but I would still really hope that if people have not tried blood donation before, just give it a chance, approach it with an open mind. If they've done the blood donation once and they're like, okay, actually this is not my thing, so it's like, okay, fine, fair enough, at least you've tried, right? And then after all, we did try to help patients in need. But I mean, maybe you like it, like myself. Maybe you continue donating blood. Until I have met organizers who have been organizing blood donation drives for over 20 years, and they're still going strong and really excited and all, and it really inspires me. And I have some volunteers that I've worked with, and they've donated 190 times and more, and it just blows my mind. But this is what keeps me going, and I think this is what keeps our Red Cross going for blood donation as well. So I do hope that everybody tries. It's not mandatory, nobody should force you to it, but just
I think it's a very, where was the question? I think it's a very interesting question, and actually I would love to sort of know our viewers' opinions on it as well. So you guys feel free to leave comments or on social media, just whether or not it should be mandatory for all healthy Singaporeans to donate blood. Because I think there are many different perspectives on this, right? Because on the one hand, of course, you said that it should be out of the goodness of their own heart, but also, like you said, when the stocks are really low, then it's you sort of wish that it was mandatory, right? Because it is a very important resource for the
patients.
For the patients, of course. I think it's been a very fruitful session.
Thank you. I hope to look and see you at one of our blood donation drives or blood banks soon.
Yes. You'll see me at the refreshment section eating all the cookies.
Sure. It's something that you're entitled to.
It's purely just for my blood sugar level.
Sure.
Totally
yes.
not.
Understand.
Yes. Okay.
I mean, frankly, personally, I also drink 2 packets of Milo after every blood donation. So
good to know that I'm not alone.
I feel you.
Thank you so much for coming here.
No problem. It has been a pleasure.
Okay, I hope the listeners out there, you guys enjoyed our episode. Maybe you just want to refresh again, just one last time, where maybe they can follow Red Cross, and if they are looking to donate blood, where are the resources they can go to?
Yeah, so Red Cross is on Instagram and on Facebook. So we look forward to seeing you at any of our 4 blood banks, blood bank at HSA, blood bank at Dhoby Ghaut, blood bank at Woodlands, and blood bank at Westgate Tower. And then if you have any other questions or any other information that you want to find, you can probably all find it on our Red Cross website.
Thank you for listening to another episode of Crosstalk. Hope you enjoyed it. Stay tuned for more episodes.